180 centimeters, 185 kilograms, the former IBA heavyweight champion of the world, Butterbean!
He's Butterbean, that's all you need to say. He's Butterbean from the U.S.
At 175 centimeters, 75 kilograms, the UFC champion of Japan, Genki Sudo!
And Genki Sudo, always entertaining, always fun to watch, and I just can't wait to see these guys. I hope they have a little stare down. That's what I want to see. Just so you can appreciate the size of these two fighters. I can't wait to see these guys just come together. Look at this.
Well, Butterbean's going to have a stare down. Genki's going to have a stare up.
The size, 155 pounds, all 5'7" of Genki Sudo against Butterbean, 6 feet 350. Now, people are going to say Butterbean's going to smash him, but the thing you don't know about Genki Sudo, if you're new to the sport, this guy is a submission wizard. His stand-up's good. He's well-rounded, isn't he?
Yeah, let me tell you something, though. Somebody outweighs you by 200 pounds. I don't care who you are, what you're good at. That guy's going to put a hurting on your ass.
Genki Sudo, one of the best at 155, will have to be at his best, going against 350-pound Butterbean. New Year's Eve, look at him just running around right now. Maybe he can get him tired.
He's on his bike.
Just run around and get him tired. The low kick, I don't know if any kick would phase Butterbean.
You know, it's pretty bad, you know, when you got a booty do. Where his belly sticks out further than his booty do.
Now look at, Genki Sudo has MMA gloves, Butterbean has boxing gloves. So the 200-pound weight differential, if he can get him to the ground, he can try the ankle lock.
Yeah, or an arm bar, or you know, you can't do a triangle lock because they're too small for his big shoulders. But
Genki might just run around and try to get him tired. That might not be a bad idea.
Well, you know what? He doesn't have boxing gloves on. He has those Shuto-style gloves where they're underneath.
Okay, you're right.
It's a full wrap. I think he probably chose to do that instead of...
Butterbean crawls. How about that?
Butterbean get a little frustrated. Chasing Genki on the ground, crawling away.
Doing a little somersault in there, too. How about that? Okay, now Genki will break dance. This is Genki's style. He likes to dance. We saw him dance coming in. You'll see. I guarantee you'll see it a few more times. What's going through Genki Sudo's mind? How am I going to take a 350-pound man down when I weigh 150?
No, he's going, what in the heck did I sign this for? At some point, I'm going to get hurt real bad.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, if this fight goes to the ground, Sudo will tap him out. He's that good on the ground. Yeah, I'm telling you.
I don't know.
But can he get the fight to the ground? That's the question.
So I tell him not go over a weeble wobble.
That's Frank Trigg, by the way. Butterbean, if you're listening later on in the broadcast.
If he can't catch Genki, he ain't catching me.
Genki Sudo so far has just been running around, tried a couple low leg kicks. The referee's going to be hustling around as Genki's basically running around for his life.
At some point, they have to make these guys fight. Genki can't run forever.
Well, he's trying those low leg kicks. He doesn't want to get hit. You don't want to get hit by a 350-pound man. Now Butterbean's talking to the cameraman. Low leg kick. I've called a lot of fights. I have never, ever seen anything like this before. Maybe they will fight. I don't know.
You know what I'm wondering? Did they get that flag from the Perkins out in front of my house?
And there's a kick to the midsection that lands. Genki's dancing now. He's breakdancing. Of course he is. Now he's challenging him to get hit in the jaw.
Go ahead, Genki. Get hit in the jaw.
Running around. Now, in MMA, they're 5-minute rounds. If this seems like forever, believe me, it is.
It seems like forever for me, too.
Butterbean running around.
At some point, they got to make Genki fight. This is becoming ridiculous. I mean, if this is the way the whole fight's going to go, why bother having a fight?
Well, can you blame him, really?
Well, why did he sign to fight Butterbean in the first place?
He's trying to get him tired. I'm telling you, Trigg is strategy.
Butterbean's not moving. You can't get a guy tired by letting him stand in the center and walk around.
Hey, Butterbean at 350 can get tired just looking at you.
You got a point there. He's sweating already putting his gloves on this morning. So you got a point. I apologize, Ryan. You're all right.
Thank you. Not the first time. Genki dancing around. He's landed a few leg kicks. That's about it so far in the fight. Another one there. I mean, a leg kick is not going to hurt that man. When you're 150 pounds roughly, a leg kick is not going to do much damage. Butterbean, though, I'll tell you this, he's pretty patient.
Well, you know, really, in the judge's mind, so far, Butterbean is winning. Because he's standing in the center trying to make this fight happen, and Genki's just running around the circles.
There you go, Butterbean. Now Butterbean's closing the distance. Genki just running around.
That hurt. I think he got hit in the back. That hurt.
You know, the punch statistics would be pretty fascinating. One punch landed in 4 minutes.
Yeah, but it's 4 punches thrown and 1 punch landed. That's a pretty good ratio.
That's a pretty good percentage, isn't it? Genki goes for the ankle. Can he get him down? He gets him down.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
I'm telling you right now, Butterbean's in trouble. Okay, now he gets in the guard. At least Butterbean knows what a guard is. That's impressive in its own right.
But he's so big, he can knock Genki out from here, just from hitting the ribcage.
This is going to be interesting. Genki Sudo got this fight to the ground. This is Genki's world. If he can get out of the guard, he can go for an arm bar, an ankle lock. I mean, he's that talented on the ground. This is not where Butterbean even dreamed the fight would go. Genki Sudo's got to get his hands free. Right now, Butterbean fighting off his back, and you know you can't. I mean, Trick, talk about that. When you're punching off your back, how much power can you even have?
Not much. You can't turn your shoulders, you can't turn your hips. There's not much power. But you're talking about a guy that weighs something about 175 pounds. You know, he can create enough power to hurt him. You know, maybe to get up so he can get back up again. But Butterbean is, you know, he's so rolly. I don't think he really can get back up to his feet.
He went to. Now he's got it. Now he's got it. The heel hook. He's in trouble. Butterbean's in big trouble. He's going to have to tap out if he can't get it. Oh, the bell rings and saves Butterbean.
I was about to say, there's no way he's going to tap from that. Come on.
Ankle lock. He had it on tight. Butterbean kind of limps a little bit back to his corner.
Dude, Butterbean outweighs him by 175 pounds.
Where did you go to junior college at, Trig?
I went to junior college. Junior college?
Okay, that'd actually be 195 pounds. I know that junior college education might have not helped you in math, but it's almost 200 pounds, Trig. It's 195, and I felt good jabbing you on New Year's Eve. Here's the shot again. A couple low leg kicks were landed. But the big point of this fight was when Genki Sudo actually shot in, got the ankle. Butterbean tried to stay up. You see what Genki's doing? He's driving him down.
This is killing me. I mean, I can't believe that Butterbean fell for that, but I guess if you're not used to seeing it, Genki finally did something. I got to tell you what, if that worked in the first round, and so easily he got to this heel hook, and this thing kind of works, and you think so, Ryan, then Genki has to go back to it again.
He's got to go back to it. He can tap him out. If he can take him down, he can tap him out.
I don't think so. I just think Butterbean's too big. It's going to be too strong. I mean, when you give it up 195 pounds, it's a lot of weight to deal with from somebody.
See, Trick, you're learning already on the job. I'm proud of you. All right, second round, getting ready to get started here. Remember, this is 3 5-minute rounds. It's different than boxing or kickboxing. Traditionally, you're going 3-minute rounds. You're going 5-minute rounds. So you have 3 5-minute rounds in this fight. And right now, Butterbean, he chose to stand the entire round. Genki Sudo just relaxing there, trying to get his air back in his system and ready to go. The frustrating thing for Butterbean is he knows now that he can be taken down. He knows now what a heel hook feels like, which, believe me, if you like your ankle broken, then you enjoy it. But other than that, he knows what's ahead of him now. Can he keep this fight on his feet?
He's going to have to. He has no skill on the ground, so if he wants to win this fight anyway, he's got to keep this up on his feet. He has to. But I don't know if he can because Genki's running so much, it's kind of frustrating. He can't get any punches off on him.
Second round, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Genki Sudo against Butterbean. Genki is going to do the same thing they did in round 1. He's just going to move around a lot. Oh, looked like he was going to try a front kick there. And then he uses the ropes for a drop kick, and now Butterbean lays on top of him. But here he goes again. No. Here he goes for the ankle again. Gonna try to land another heel hook. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Butterbean is in a bad spot. That's it. That's it. He tapped. He tapped.
Oh, no.
He tapped out.
Oh, I cannot believe that.
He tapped out from the heel hook.
I thought there was no way he would get a heel hook on Butterbean tight enough to make it hurt. He's such a big guy in comparison in size.
Hey, if that's your ankle being wrenched in the wrong direction, I don't care who you are. Genki with the flag, we are all one.
That's amazing.
Sudo, all 155 pounds of him, takes out 350-pound Butterbean. Japanese fighter slash pro wrestler.
アルコーナー約11センチ 142.1 キログラム南アフリカキックボクシングヘビー級王者いやザ・ジャイアント
The Giant from South Africa making his MMA debut. This is going to be very interesting. He's used to the K-1 stand-up rules. Naruse, can he take him down? That's the question in this fight.
No, we're going to find out very shortly because I can guarantee Naruse can try and get this down as quickly as possible.
No elbows to the face, no headbutts as you hear, no groin shots. Should be an interesting battle. I'm anxious to see this because we saw in the first bout the smaller fighter able to take down the bigger fighter with ease. Might be a little more difficult here, but we'll see how good the Giants' maybe sprawl, as we call it in the fight game, is. Can he avoid the takedown? That's the question against the much smaller Masayuki Naruse. Look at the size. I mean, Naruse is 6 feet tall, 6'1", and you see the 6'11" Giant. See, the Giant already is really concerned about the takedown, obviously.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry too much about getting hit or getting punched or getting kicked. I mean, he's used to that game. He can easily transfer to that game. The hard part is not getting put on the ground. He doesn't want to be on the ground in any sense. But at least with this guy, he wants to try and stand up as much as possible.
Naruse, he wants to go for that single leg takedown. You just don't want to take any shots when you're trying to shoot in. Look at Naruse, kind of faint. He keeps faking. And that's the thing, though. He's putting him on the defensive, isn't he, Trick?
Yeah, absolutely. He's sitting there. You can tell that the Giant's got his big right hand loaded up. He's ready to work. He's got that left hand out there, just feeling him out. Instead of actually throwing jabs, he's just feeling his way through it. They're playing pitter-pat, as we call it, with their front hands, and nothing's really going to happen. Naruse is just trying to pick his time, trying to find a way to get in there.
And now he shoots in, and this is not the position you want to be in. Because the Giant, he's kind of got that defensive pose right now. And he's too far away to shoot in for a leg right now. Now he tries to get on a single leg, still can't do it. Nice job by Jan. I mean, he's been working a little bit on the sprawl.
Yeah, got his legs back nicely, got his chest down, got his hips down. You know, could be putting a little more pressure on him, but that's just due to lack of experience, in this position. Let's see what he can do with it now. He needs to get a couple shots punched off and see if he can't slow Naruse down a little bit more.
Now, it's going to be interesting to see if he wants to try to launch those big knees. I mean, this is MMA rules, so you can definitely use your knees. In K-1, you cannot use your elbows, though, however.
Yeah, I don't understand why he's not kneeing right now. I would think he'd be kneeing him, towards the head and shoulders right now, since he's so far in front of him. I'm not really sure why Jan is just holding on.
Yeah, right now he should be firing those big knees. And it looks like he wants. Well, now he's going to stand up. That's not what he wanted. Well, I guess he likes to stand up, but I mean, he was in a superior position to do some damage and did not. And that's just being unfamiliar with MMA.
Yeah, most guys in that position get down and start banging away.
Uh-oh, there's the single leg takedown. He didn't finish it, though. Still got the ankle, however. He's got the wedgie as well. That's not a position you want to be in.
Good job on Jan, giving a good Melvin. Yeah, good job on him.
The Giant. And this is, once again, he does not know what to do with this position. Oh, now, how about that? Rolls right out of it. Wow, that was a great move by Naruse.
Yeah, good job, good job. He's sitting back a little bit. Has to get his hands free. He's going to start laying some blows down.
Uh-oh, look out for the armbar. Look out for the armbar if he knows it. He's in a good position. Oh, Giant's in a bad position. He's going to get maybe the full mount. Naruse has a chance to get the full mount and start raining down blows. Nightmare for Jan. This is not where you want to be. Oh, he's setting him up for the armbar. Oh, he's trying to set him up. He wants to grab that arm and swirl around and make him tap out. Here he goes. He's got it now. He's got the arm. Oh, no, he doesn't. How about that?
Good job on Jan, getting his elbows back and his hands free. Real excellent work. I'm kind of impressed with his ground game right now. I mean, it's not excellent. He's not trying to get any submissions, but he's definitely got a good job.
You can tell he's been working on it, right?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. He spent some really good time. I'm really impressed.
Jan, man, he knows what's coming. And once again, Naruse trying to get position. Now he's trying to get the underhooks in. Now he can go for a rear naked choke. Giant's in a bad position. Uh-oh, if he gets that arm underneath the chin, it could be over. He's trying to get that arm underneath the chin to choke him out. We call it a rear naked choke. What should Yan be doing right here, Trick?
He's got to get his chin down. You know, he has to get his elbow back underneath him. Right now he's kind of landing on his own elbow. He needs to get that elbow back underneath him and try and get back chest to chest to get Naruse off his back.
And now he's giving up his back, which is you don't want to see either. And he's not in a good position here. If you're not defending yourself, they're going to call it. And right now the referee watching very closely. Yan, you cannot turtle up. You got to do something or they're going to call the fight. Now he's trying to get the choke back in.
He's got to get to his knees. Yan has got to get to his knees right now and get some ability to be able to roll and get off his stomach. You do not want to be in a position like this. This is a very bad position for him to be in.
Oh, Jan's got to tuck that chin. Uh-oh. Can Naruse get his arm underneath the chin? He's working for it right now, trying to get the rear naked choke. He's being patient, Naruse is. Uh-oh. Jan's got to do so. Oh, now he's got it. Now he's got it. He's tapping. That's it. He choked him out. Forget about it.
That was just eminent. I mean, if you're just going to lay there on your stomach and not really move and not try to get back to your back, it's going to happen to you, very shortly. No matter how big, no matter how strong you are, it's very easy to attack a man's neck from there.
Masayuki Naruse. We call that the rear naked choke. Gets the back of the Giant and taps him out.
In the blue corner, at 197 centimeters, 139 kilograms, the two-time champion of 0-1 USA, the Predator!
There he is, the Predator. He is one big man.
Big head and all.
97.7 kilograms, Brazilian Karate Master, Maurico da Silva!
See, Trick, you can get away with that because at least you train with him. So next time he sees you, he can
well, here's the
call
deal.
you out on that comment.
We'll find out how good his defense is because if Silva doesn't hit him anywhere about the head and face, you know his defense is solid because he does have a really big head.
We will see how it goes tonight. This should be a pretty entertaining battle. They call him the Predator, finding a lot, actually spending a lot of time in pro wrestling, but making the transition right now to MMA. We'll see how he does against Mauricio da Silva from Brazil. What's the keys to this fight, in your opinion?
Sylvester has to come out quick, hard, and fast. Da Silva's got to be able to weather the storm a little bit due to the size difference.
We're underway. The Predator taking on da Silva. Oh, wow, you see the power right away, back it up. The Predator can throw. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
He knocked him out already? Wow.
Fight's over. That's it. That's it.
Are you kidding me? You see the strength of the Predator. That's why you want to get the fight down to the ground.
Oh, you don't want to stand up with that guy's there's no way you want to stand up in front of Sylvester. He should have got this down to the ground as quickly as possible.
Well, I think he wanted to. The problem is he ate too many punches. He can't even get his mouthpiece out. Sylvester Terkay, the Predator.
111.6 kg K-1 ジャパングランプリ2003準優勝藤本
Yusuke Fujimoto from Japan, ready to go tonight.
赤コーナー190センチ 113.1 キログラム元 IBF ヘビー級チャンピオンフランソワ The White Buffalo Botha!
Francois Botha from South Africa, the former IBF world champion, got in the ring with Mike Tyson not too long ago and been in there on boxing's big stage. Tonight he's on the big stage of K-1 fighting Fujimoto. Should be an interesting battle watching these two. Once again, Botha a lot bigger than most of the K-1 fighters. I mean, he's weighing right around 250 pounds. Fujimoto probably about 220. Botha 6'3" and one of the few boxers that have decided to come into the other fight games, the other martial arts. K-1, of course, combining kickboxing and karate, among other disciplines. And we're underway. Francois, Botha, and Fujimoto battling it out. Fujimoto right away goes with a leg kick, and Botha quickly closes the distance. This is what Francois Botha does a lot. He likes to close the distance, likes to bang inside if he can.
Now, Fujimoto, because of the fact that Botha likes to come so quick, he may have got a game plan that every time he sees Botha coming forward, he's going to take a half step back and try and catch him with a kick on the way back. And we're going to see if it worked. It kind of worked the first time a little bit. We'll see if that really is his game plan for the rest of this first round.
Got to keep your hands up at all times against the former world champion. Nice short hook there. And that's the boxing experience. You see how quick that was in the clinch, in the middle of the clinch? Botha makes him pay with the short left hand, and Fujimoto's like, wow, that was quick. Fujimoto wants to land kicks. I mean, that's his game plan. That's what's going to be for most of these fighters going against Francois Botha. They want to get the leg kicks in.
Got to use those legs to keep him off you. The thing is that he's so quick. He's deceptively fast. Even with his size, he's in on you so quickly. You got to use your legs to keep him away from you to get any chance of hitting him.
Right now, both fighters just kind of filling each other out here early in the early moments of the first round. Fujimoto lands another leg kick. Referee will separate him. Right now, Triggy, as we're watching this, what do you think Botha's really going to work on?
He's got to work on not just stepping in and clinching. Like when he throws a punch, giving himself or leaving himself enough space to continue to throw. He can really knock out a lot of these guys with his power and his strength if he would try to throw more from an inside position, because he won't get kicked, and they're just going to punch back at him. His hand skills are way better than most of these guys he's going to meet.
You know, something that will help him as well is, you know, I don't think we're ever going to really see him throw a high kick right now this early in his career, but leg kicks can help more of his offense, can it?
Yeah, absolutely. He can start throwing a couple of low leg kicks, start doing some inside leg kicks where he's kicking the inside of the guy's thigh, just to break him off a little bit, keep them guessing, then he can get the big right hand of his going.
And the one thing I see right now, this is where we see a lot of the fight, the clinch. I was just going to tell him about his knees. I mean, at least he kind of threw one there. And that's the one thing, if he can get the Muay Thai angle and learn how to properly throw knees in the clinch, I mean, that seems like a natural progression for Francois, because he does a lot of his fighting in the clinch.
Yeah, that's true. You're completely right, Ron. I got to agree with you 100%. You know, and if you can get a really good technical knee, like we've seen in some of the other K-1 fighters, like Ronnie Boyaski or maybe a Musashi, where he kind of used that knee, you know, after a big kick, I think he would do a lot better inside with these clinches.
You see the leg kicks already mounting. He got away there at the leg, and that hurts. I'm telling you right now. Any of those kicks can make you stop going forward in a hurry. Now the fight goes to the ground. 10 seconds left here in this first round between Francois Botha, the former IBF world champion, taking on Yusuke Fujimoto. To K-1, the Nagoya Dome is where we're at. Frank Trigg, Ryan Bennett calling the action, and you're looking at Yusuke Fujimoto in the red shorts, battling former IBF boxing champion Francois Botha in a K-1 kickboxing match tonight in Japan.
I just realized that both the shorts are supposed to be buffalo tails. I just now figured that out.
Wow, you figured that out after 3 fights? That's two more than I would have figured it out, Trigg. I'm very observant from you every once in a while.
For a long time, I thought it was just fringe.
I don't know if I did too. I just didn't know what it was.
But I thought he was wearing lace from the well.
Fujimoto, nice kick to the midsection. Botha fires a couple of right hands right back.
You know what? Fujimoto's doing a great job of kind of keeping Botha guessing. You know, everyone's trying to. He started to figure it out. He's seen both these other fights that Botha's been in. He definitely throws a 1-2, steps inside. Fujimoto doing a lot better job of lighting that front leg up.
Right now, this is the third fight officially in K-1 for the former boxing champion. First 2 fights were against Cyril Abedi. In the first fight, he got disqualified for a punch while Abedi was on the ground. Second fight, he ended up losing to Abedi by decision. And now he's going against Yusuke Fujimoto for his 3rd professional fight in K-1.
Yeah, he almost got knocked out with Abedi that last time. Cut that shit right there during the 3rd round.
That's right. He was very much in danger of being knocked out totally, but good thing was the bell saved him, but the win did not come. Look at that. Look at the kicks piling up. I mean, talk about getting kicked in the same place at the same time over and over again.
You know, you can take a couple of them. I mean, really, your body can kind of withstand a couple of those kicks. But when you start getting 5 and 6, you start mounting up in the exact same position. As you see, you know, Fujimoto's putting
high head kick. Beautiful high kick.
Wow. amazingly fast too. Amazingly fast.
And that's what he was doing, wasn't he? He was going low, and then bam.
What happens with those low leg kicks? It slows that front leg down. Both is not gonna be able to move as much anymore. Now he's gonna start opening up, go low to the leg, come back up high to the head. Good job by Fujimoto. Excellent work.
And that's the thing Fujimoto understands. This could be a longer fight, and you're right. He just set it up, and now that time he goes to the body. I mean, right now Botha is expecting those low leg kicks, and then he surprised him with the high one. Now he's going back to the body. I mean, he's just working his way up and down the body of Botha.
Wow, he's doing a great job. Botha's getting a little confused. You can see he got a little frustrated right now. You know, he's going to have to change his game plan a little bit if he wants to try to steal this round away.
And that's the tough part for the former boxer is he doesn't know where these kicks are going to come now. So there might be a time where he puts his hands down to kind of block a low kick. Well, guess what? It's not going to be a low kick. It's going to be a high kick, and he's going to be knocked out.
The best kickboxers in the world can make it look like they're throwing a kick to the exact same spot every time and change it from high, medium, or low in flight.
Well, Botha took some punishment this round as it comes to an end. Scheduled for three 3-minute rounds, Francois Botha and Yusuke Fujimoto. That's the end of round 2.
Great round. I got to tell you what, I think Fujimoto won both the first rounds. He did not much action in the first round, but he looked really good moving around. Second round, he obviously did a lot more damage, cut him in the head a couple of times, got a lot more leg kicking in. I got to give the first 2 rounds to Fujimoto round, excuse me.
Absolutely. Fujimoto now really starting to come on, and he's starting to understand his game plan. And that's the way the first round is, Frank. You're trying to learn about your opponent, but as we see here from the second round, he really had it going, didn't he?
You know what? Botha did a better job of kind of staying, getting himself a little bit more distance. You can see here a couple of inside punches. Botha does a great job punching from the inside, traditional boxing from the inside. But right here, you see, changes sides. Fujimoto changes sides with his kicking, forces Botha to kind of bend into it. Hits him in the body very efficiently. Fujimoto did a great job of changing his kicking up, changing his style from side to side and from up and down.
Well, here we go. Third and final round between Fujimoto and Francois Botha. Botha, he probably needs a knockout, doesn't he?
Yeah, I got to tell you what, he needs a knockout. Or, mind you, my card is just the unofficial card. The judges could have scored the other 2 rounds.
There's a left hand that drops Francois Botha.
That definitely is a knockout.
Wow. Francois walked right into a left hand by Fujimoto, and that's the thing. He was so busy defending leg kicks that he let his hands down.
That's what you have to do in kickboxing. You got to use all these things to your advantage. He finally worked it to the 3rd round, but he finally got it so his hand is working.
Great job by Fujimoto. I mean, he's really showing the complete game now, and this is his fight. Inside leg kick lands. Now he's going up the body again. I tell you what, Botha was almost in danger of eating one.
You see how Botha's kind of slowed down now? Part of it's because his leg is sore. He's not used to getting kicked. And part of it's the last time he stepped in really hard, he got dropped with the canvas. He's going to rethink about everything he does now.
And that's the thing. As a fighter, you don't want to think. I mean, and that's what Botha's doing. He's thinking about, okay, is it going to be a high kick? Is it going to be a low kick? Where do my gloves need to be? Right now, Fujimoto's got to think, as a fighter, that's something you don't want.
That's great, Ryan. I couldn't have said it better. The whole purpose of practice is to make it, when you're in a live situation, you don't have to think about it. You just do what you've been taught to do. You do your job. You do all those repetitions early to make it happen. When something like that happens to you, like it just happened to Francis Botha, you start thinking about your game again. That slows you down even more.
Puts you on the defensive, and that's not where Francois Botha wants to be right now. 3rd and final round. Yusuke Fujimoto is fighting a brilliant fight now. He's really settled into his own. Botha looks perplexed, and he's just trying to figure out what to do now. A little holding and hitting going on. Botha now trying to work the body.
Fujimoto can't stand with his back to the ropes. He's doing a good job pushing Botha off. He needs to get himself some separation. His best job is staying away from Botha. Oh, you just see how Botha circled so that Fujimoto's back in the corner again?
There's a kick right there. Oh, there's another kick. Fujimoto.
At ringside, this is so loud. Each one of those kicks landing, even though they're getting blocked, they are so loud.
You can feel that up in the 10th row, I'm telling you. It's just the way they crank those leg kicks. You feel the pain. Botha right now, feeling the pain right now. He needs a knockout. He's got to go for broke here as we're finishing up this 3rd and final round. Goes to the body. Got to let his hands go. Now he's starting to do so. Fujimoto needs to get away now.
Fujimoto needs to stay completely outside of Botha, keep moving away, or step all the way inside and clinch. He can't be in that middle ground. Right now he's spending a lot of time in that middle ground and eating up a lot of punches.
Fujimoto thinks he's won this fight. I mean, he is getting in there and just grabbing. Oh, man, right hand by Botha lands. Fujimoto needs to get away from Francois Botha. Now he's just going to grab on and hold on for dear life here.
Good job of tying him up, but he's doing it a little bit too late. He tries to do it late like that again. Okay.
He held on there. Francois Botha, he started getting his way towards the end of that third round. He's kind of laughing about it. Says not enough time. He needs a few more seconds.
You know, he's wishing for a 12-rounder right now. I can guarantee you that.
That's the interesting part. It's a different fight. And here he was. He started to land some of these punches here. Walked right in that left. That's where he got knocked down right there.
Yeah,
wow.
He walked right into it. It was almost a defensive left hand by Fujimoto just to keep himself from getting overrun too much. Great kick right there by, Botha right in the beginning, but as he stepped in, hands down, caught that left hand by Fujimoto, drops him to the canvas.
Absolutely. That left hand rocks Botha. Who would have thought a left hand would drop the former champ? But that's what happens when you're looking for kicks and you're trying to defend them. That's what could happen. Well, there it is. The judges saw it unanimous. Francois Botha comes over and congratulates your victor. Yusuke Fujimoto, he's pumped up. Why not?
137.4 キログラム世界アマチュア相撲選手権大会準優勝
The man with 3 letters in his name, Toa from New Zealand, the relative unknown tonight in the K-1 ring.
赤コーナー186センチ 108.7 キログラム第7回極真世界大会優勝
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how Francisco comes out because he doesn't know anything about his opponent either. I mean, this is truly finding someone, you don't know their style, you don't know what discipline they come from. It's truly the fear of the unknown.
Well, when you got a guy that you're not really sure about, you just have to, figure out the rules. In this case, it's K1. You go all the way through the entire amount of them, and then you say, okay, well, within these rules, this is what I have to be prepared for at all times. I know this guy's going to be big and strong. Got to be really careful to make sure that I don't get caught with, a really strong, powerful overhand right.
Francisco about 230 pounds, so you can see Toa more like 250, and I mean, he's pretty well put together. It's going to be a fun fight. I'm anxious just to see what Toa brings to the table here.
Looks very calm, looks very relaxed, getting ready to, make his debut out here in K1. Making his steps forward right now, and of course he's got a great opponent in Filho.
So here we go. The man that's unknown is about to be a lot more known. Toa and Francisco Filho. Toa right away, closing the distance.
Filho adopted that same defensive style we've seen him been using the last little bit, Ryan. He's kind of trying to draw his opponents in, spends a lot of time kind of rope-a-doping a little bit, for those of you that are familiar with boxing. He does a really good job of it. Toa's got to be careful as he starts springing for the fences on Filho. When he steps in like that, he's going to get caught with something coming right down the center.
Toa clearly the bigger fighter, and you can see his fight stance. He looks like more of an offensive guy. His defense might be his offense.
He looks more like an offensive lineman, actually.
Good uppercut by Toa lands. Francisco just wants to see what he's all about. I mean, this is going to be a truly filling out process when you fight a fighter that you don't know much about. And wow, how about that? A nice high kick there lands by Francisco. Tries to follow it up with another kick. Toa, I mean, look at his arms. I mean, he is one big man.
He's basically got one, he's moving forward really well. He's timing his punching, timing his kicking. He's doing a pretty good job. His defense needs to tighten up a little bit against a guy like Filho who's going to pick you apart. If you leave him any kind of opening at all, you give him an inch opening, he's getting his whole body inside of it to give you a good stiff hit. But so far Toa's doing pretty good.
Yeah, he is. You can tell he's been part of the fight game. Good body shot there, listened by Toa. He actually paid for it as well as Francisco landed an overhand right, but I thought it was a pretty decent body shot. Oh, nice high kick, man. Wow.
That was a great exchange. It came low. It looked like it was going to be a low kick, and he changed it midair and came up high. That's amazing. One of the things that Filho's really good at is changing those kicks in midair.
Great shot there from Francisco, the fighter from Brazil, and now Toa trying to come in. Wants to land that right hand, and looks like I'm trying to see if there's blood from the eye of. I'm trying to see who that's from. I thought I saw some blood. Another high kick there lands by Francisco.
Yeah, that's really frustrating. It may not be doing much damage because it's a front head leg kick. The leg kick, he's not really putting much power behind it, not turning his hips so much. But he definitely, is off. Oh, great spin! Wow, you feel it's starting to warm up a little bit now. We got to start really watching what he's going to do here because he start lighting Toa up here really quick.
This spinning heel kick lands, and you see it was the blood from Toa. Blood coming from the right eye of Toa right now. That's a pretty good uppercut. I mean, you can just see he has that natural brute strength. This Toa, because I mean, Francisco took that uppercut. He's like backing up immediately.
You got to be careful with a guy like Toa. He is so big, he is so strong that if your defense isn't solid, he'll sneak one through you and put you right on the canvas.
Filho moving a lot more. He does not want to get hit by this freight train known as Toa. Wrapping up the first round, Francisco Filho taking on Toa right here, K-1 on the Fight Network. All right, welcome to the sold-out Nagoya Dome. Get ready for round 2 between Toa and Francisco Filho. Toa in the dark blue shorts going against the Brazilian. Filho in the green and yellow trim. And Toa's relatively unknown, and we'll get to know a little bit more about him during that first round. Landed a couple decent shots.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good. He's not doing bad. He's got that real strong style, that real aggressive style, indicative of a lot of New Zealanders. Well, he is starting to turn it on a little bit. I don't know how Filo's going to do with this. He's starting to get really bullied. Filo's giving up a lot of weight. Looks to be giving up a lot of strength, too. I wonder if he's starting to get worn on a little bit right now.
Yeah, Toa landed actually consecutive knees, something we didn't even see in the first round. There's another one. Toa trying to dig those knees into the body of Filho and try to wear him down a little bit. Toa's just a big man. I mean, look at the size of him.
I know, always coming forward. Whoa! Wow, he stepped right into that right hand.
Right now, Filho is having some problems with the big man. I mean, the first round was pretty close and Filho was doing fine, but now Toa really starting to do some damage here in the second round.
Filo's got to start using his athletic ability, his speed, to kind of counteract Toa's aggressive style, forward style. He doesn't seem to be doing it too much. He's allowing himself to get pushing the ropes way too much for this.
Interesting battle here, Toa and Filho. Toa, first time his K-1 debut. Filho, we've seen him a few different times, having a winning record in K-1. Nice low kick there by Filho lands. And that's what I thought we'd see a lot more of. And right now, Toa's just running after. Look at him, chasing him, stalking him. Eats a right hand though in the chase.
So that's what Filo's got to do more of. He's got to use his mobility. He's got to move around. He's got, he's sitting too much in there and, taking too much of a defensive stance. If he move a little bit more. Oh, great. I love
spinning heel kick. That is good. That's a good shot from him. He scored with that. And the one, good right hand now. Filho's starting to answer. Toa's starting to see that blood come more out of that right eye. It's been cut up in that first round, and you can see more blood now starting to trickle out of the right eye of Toa. Tale of two halves here in the second round.
Yeah, it looks like Filho finally started to open up a little bit. Looks like he finally got warmed up enough to start moving.
And now Toa just lost his mouthpiece.
Of course, you can't bend over to pick it up.
Another spinning heel kick almost lands.
It's almost like he spit his mouthpiece out to give himself a little bit of a break because he spit it out and backed away from it. If you really want to fight, you do anything you can to keep that mouthpiece in and continue the action.
Boy, Filho now starting to turn it on. It's amazing to see what's transpired because it was Toa bullying Filho with those knees early on. Landed a couple good shots. Now as we're closing the second round, Filo's coming back.
A good strategy by Filho. I think he's trying to, basically turn it up to win the end of the round, getting the judge's mind that he's the actual better fighter.
That was an interesting round, and it could be very interesting to see how the judges score the second round.
And that first portion of the second round definitely went to Toa. The second half of the second round definitely went to Filho. It's interesting. We're going to find out how the judges score it later on. I personally, I like to score it, for Filho, because I think he was more active there at the end. You see that big in the replay, that big overhand right he threw. Just rocked Toa. See it again here. Just steps right over, comes right over the defense, hits Toa right in the side of the head. Toa, obviously, big man with a big, strong neck, kept himself from falling over. Filho hits me with that. He's going to find my head in the third row.
Yeah, big right hand lands, very impressive, but was it enough? Toa landed some good knees early on. Judges got the tough job right now if it does go to a decision. Still one more round left until it goes to decision. The beautiful Nagoya Dome, first time here for both Trig and I. And great crowd, another sold-out crowd for K-1 Dynamite. Another low kick by Filho lands. Oh, Toa gets knocked down. How about that? Oh, they're going to slip? Yeah. Wow. All right, well, I don't know if that was a slip. It looked like a pretty good combination by Filho. But the left hook lands.
The good news is Filho's he's an extreme veteran of the K-1, so he knows that whether the ref calls a slip or a knockdown, he knows if he hit him and made him fall down, and if he did, he'll start sensing blood and try to finish him off right now.
Referee separates the two big men. Good left hand. I mean, Toa, you can hear the punches. I mean, he has heavy hands. There you go. Filho just needs to, that's what he needs to do. I mean, he needs to stick and move. Toa wants to make this a brawl.
Toa's doing a good job of signaling his game plan, staying inside and trying to keep his pressure on Filho as much as he can. Ooh, good kick.
Right on the chin, and Toa just laughs at him. Kick right to the chin, Toa just started laughing.
We said earlier in the first round, and one thing that Filho does very well is he misguides those, those kicks, makes it look like they're coming low, and he can snap them up high, right in mid kick.
All right, the referee now is giving Toa a warning for holding and hitting. Remember, you can get a yellow card, you can even get a red card if you continue to break the rules of K-1. No holding. I mean, they'll let you hold it for the first little while, but if you continue to go back and back to it, there's that knee again by Toa. Strong knee. Well, we saw a lot of the first part of that second round. Able to catch Filho with that knee. Now he just kind of dives in and holding again.
He keeps stepping in with that head down like that. Filho's went through a knee right up the center and knocked Toa out. He's got, if he's going to step in like that, it's a good game plan, trying to shut Filho down, but he's got to step in with his head up and his guard up, keep himself from getting hit.
Low leg kick lands again. Filho just trying to continue to chop down the big tree in front of him. Toa now starting to close the distance. There's another knee from Toa. Toa could have followed up with another knee, but
yeah, that's the thing. It looks like Toa's starting to get a little tired, Ryan, and what's happening is that he's not. There's
the yellow card.
Yep,
wow,
see?
It's both fighters.
Really? Wow.
He's giving it to both fighters.
Okay.
Not enough action.
We got to see Filho now pick it up, being the K-1 veteran. He kind of knows what this means now. He's going to have to step it up and try and make Toa look bad so Toa get caught with another yellow card.
So both fighters losing a point in this round. It could be very much a 9-9 round, maybe even a 9-8, depending who can finish strong in this third and final round. Spinning heel kicks work so well for Filho. Toa looks a little frustrated with that. There's a right hand landed by Toa.
Jeez, he's such a big man broad-wise compared to Filho. It's just amazing that he's doing such a good job on the inside. Filho is at keeping Toa from banging him out.
Well, that's the end of the third and final round. Now it's in the hands of the judges. How do they see this exciting fight? For Toa or Filho? How do you see it, Trig?
I got to tell you what, I think Filho did a better job. I really do. I think he, was a little bit more aggressive, had a better game plan stepping outside, used his legs a lot better, obviously, this being a kickboxing event. And, I just think that that Toa's style of just stepping in and hitting and clinching isn't going to be enough to win against a guy like Filho.
Let's check out the replays in this third round.
Mid, see how, you can see how Filho right there, right in mid-kick, changed it, looked like it was going low. Toa dropped his hands, he changed it mid-kick and caught him right in the head. Here it is. Here's another inside leg kick. That really, great job. Filho does a great job of getting those kicks high and low, high and low.
And you see the talent level. When you can change a kick in midair like that, I mean, that's pretty incredible. He starts to go for the body, and then all of a sudden, last second, brings it up. That's the talent of the K-1 fighters. There's your winner. He wins by decision. It was not easy, but Francisco Filho pulls it off against Toa from New Zealand. You see your former world champion, Mark Hunt, greet both fighters with flowers.
Akebono, 225センチ、152.6キログラム。Montanha
The big mountain of a man. Silva is just a giant. Look at him look across against Ernesto Hoost. Ernesto Hoost, keep in mind, 6'5".
109.3 キログラム。K-1 all times champion.
Four times he's won the World Grand Prix. Tonight, it's a new challenge. Facing a fighter that is much, much bigger than he is. Listed as 7'2". I want to see Ernesto stand next to him. I want to see how close this is as far as height differential. Yeah, he truly could be 7'2". I mean, Ernesto's really looking up to him at 6'5". That's pretty amazing.
Hopefully, from talking to some of the guys in the corner, Ernesto seems to be trying to use this fight to try to overcome that little flaw he has of bigger guys trying to push him around. So we'll see how well he's worked on this, trying to deal. It's hard for him to train like that. There's not that many big, that many big guys in Holland that can push Ernesto around. So.
Semi-Show, how about the high kick already? Semi-Show is 6'11", and we end up with a draw with him. Lost to Bob Sapp, as we mentioned. So how will he do against a gentleman who's 7 feet tall and got close to 400 pounds? I mean, that is a big man in front of you.
And even if he's not as technically sound as Mr. Perfect, Ernesto Hoost, every punch, every kick is going to hurt because there's so much weight being thrown behind him.
Absolutely. So much power in those punches and those kicks. And he likes to kick. I mean, that's the one thing you see. You see the fighting stance he has. He's got a long reach, that's for sure. That's going to be the toughest thing for Ernesto, is trying to overcome that reach. I mean, you think, oh, I'm too far away. There's no way he can hit me from here. And you'll be surprised that he can.
Well, the one thing you'll notice with Ernesto, the one thing he's going to try a lot of tonight is his big overhand right. Ernesto has an amazing overhand right. The thing is that for him to hit, Silva, he has to be so far inside, it's almost going to be like he's punching down on him because he has to be so close. But if Ernesto hits him with this, the tide of this fight will change very quickly.
You know what impressed me right away is the coordination he has for being 7 feet tall. I mean, we saw him throw a nice 1-2 punch, and you see the nice kicks. I mean, he's pretty agile for a big guy.
Yeah, it really is, and that's one of the things that K-1 tends to bring to the table quite a bit. You get a lot of guys that are very, very big, 350 and what have you, and they move like they're lightweight. It's amazing. The same thing here with Silva. He's so tall, but yet he's still so agile. It's got to be one of the requirements to come in and compete.
In the States, you've seen a bunch of 7-footers, especially the NBA, but I don't know too many 7-footers that are going to be able to move like he is so far. Silva looking very good early on.
Yeah, you don't see very many NBA stars that you remotely could possibly get their ankle up high enough to kick somebody in the head.
Yeah, absolutely. Ernesto now closes the distance very quickly. You see Silva just kind of grabbing him, kind of clutching him in. Yeah, this is going to take a while for Ernesto to try to solve this riddle in front of him. I'm telling you, that is a big man right in front of him.
Hopefully what Ernesto will start doing is start chopping away. I'll start taking little punches, little hits. Right now he's being drawn in and held up a little bit. Ernesto's got to start chopping away at those front legs, taking little hacks until he can slow Silva down a little bit more.
This first round will truly be a filling out period. Just trying to see what the big 7-footers got for him and how powerful he truly is.
Okay, see, Ernesto right there, for those of you guys that didn't catch it, he kind of complained to the ref, he's just getting held, and that Silva's really not doing anything. The ref already gave him a little verbal warning. You got to start moving. You can't hold so much in there. Start doing a little more action.
Yeah, and that's what Ernesto's doing. Watch him. Every time he's being held, what does he do? Puts his hands up like, all right, I'm being held again. Another warning right now for Silva. 10 seconds left. Interesting first round. Ernesto Hoost, a 4-time champion, going against a 7-footer. Who will win? We'll find out more from K-1 and the Fight Network. Getting ready for the start of the second round. Ernesto Hoost, 4-time world champ, taking on the 7'2" Montanha Silva from Brazil. And Tricky, we were just talking during the break. It's interesting to see fighters that have to fight and punch up, like Ernesto Hoost has to punch up at Silva. Does he lose some power punching up, trying to hit him in the chin?
Yeah, it's relatively easy to explain, too. I mean, you would think it'd be the exact opposite, but here's the deal. When you punch up, you have to use your deltoid to punch up, which is just your shoulder muscle. It's a muscle that sits on top of your shoulder. It's a very small muscle. It's only on your shoulder. That's what you use to punch up. When you punch down, you actually get to involve your chest, which is a much larger muscle. You have to use your pec muscle. So for Silva, he's actually going to have an easier time punching down on Ernesto. Ernesto will have punching up because of the strength factor of the muscle groups that you're using.
And I imagine that's got to take some power out for Ernesto.
Yeah, it's really difficult to punch up against a taller opponent, which I have to do all the time because I'm so short. But then what Ernesto should do is punch up with one hand, a little soft peppering shot like a jab, and then come in hard to the body, because that's about where, you know, his breadbasket, his solar plex would be a straight right hand for Ernesto.
And now he's trying to solve him, trying to hit him with a big right hand there, trying to get inside. It's so tough for Ernesto to even get inside of the Giant.
And look at the difference here. You see this profile of both these fighters. You see the difference in height. And Ernesto's having a real hard time getting inside. And when he gets inside, he gets tied up. So it's almost a nullifying effect to even try to step inside at this point.
You talk about power, too. I mean, Ernesto, you can see him. I mean, this Giant Silva, I mean, he generates a ton of power, doesn't he?
He really does. And the thing is that his technique isn't really that good. He kind of drops his hands when he punches. He drops both hands when he kicks, which leaves him susceptible to get hit while he's in the middle of striking. The problem is he's so tall and so long, no one can get that close to him.
I was going to say that. I don't know if Ernesto can even land a high kick. I don't know if he can punch and hit him in the head. I mean, that's tough.
It's going to be very difficult. Oh, there's a yellow card. They threw a yellow card out for Silva holding.
All right, so that's a point taken away from Silva.
And that basically, assures Ernesto the win as long as he doesn't get knocked down in this round. He's going to win this round. He'll get a 10-8 round out of this.
Ernesto needs to continue to push the pace, though, because you don't know how they scored that first round. That first round was pretty uneventful. I mean, both guys kind of filling each other out. And now the kicks are starting to tally. You saw Silva kind of wince at that last kick, and he continues to go for it. Ernesto now smells blood. Nice right hand lands. Well, that's the answer to one of our questions. If he could get hit in the head, and now Ernesto continues to chop down the big tree.
See, that's what I want to see. This is Ernesto's best style with this guy of this caliber. Just keep chopping with his big right kicks. Just keep hacking out, and whenever he drops his hand to catch that right kick, change to a headshot like he did just a little bit ago.
Look at this, the swelling on Silva, too. We can start to see it, starting to turn different colors, and Ernesto knows it. Ernesto, now he's going to be dangerous with the strikes as well, because Silva continues to go down to try to avoid the kicks. And that's the end of round 2. So Ernesto, Hoost, it's taken him a while, but now he's starting to solve the big fella in Silva.
He's starting to open it up a little bit. See, most guys, Ernesto, his caliber, so many people want to come after him. They come out so hard against him. He can kind of stand still, weather the storm at the very beginning of the first round, step off to a couple angles and crack him a couple times, and the fight's pretty much over. But this guy is patient and using his length and his reach so much that Ernesto never really could get started on him until right now.
Ernesto, who's taking his time, and he's starting to figure out what's working. And Silva right now, you can see him kind of wincing. It's that left leg that's been taking some shots. You can see some welts. Show you some highlights of the second round.
Here you go. You can see Ernesto stepping at that big overhand right, which I said earlier is probably going to be one of his best punches, because it's the easiest one for him to step inside because he can fake it. Leads right back in with the leg kick. Does a great job of getting out of the way. You see, he was always moving away from that big power hand. So even when it got thrown at him, he was out of reach when it finally landed.
Here we go, third and final round. Ernesto Hoost taking on the Brazilian Silva right here on the Fight Network. Ernesto Hoost, he's fought some interesting fighters, but this is one of those that they'll be very pleased if he can get the win here, because every fighter has what brings us, your problems to you is a fighter trig, and this fighter Silva brings a lot of problems for a lot of fighters.
Yeah, Ryan. Every person has their own little thing they bring to the game. Being a tall guy like this, Montanha, it's going to be very difficult, for Ernesto to use him. The thing is, too, is that, Silva has to realize how much bigger that he is than Ernesto, how much more weight he has to throw around, and he just started leaning on Ernesto a little bit instead of, holding him in the clinch when he comes inside. He started giving a little pressure, a little weight on him, and he can start wearing down, Mr. Perfect, start, forcing him to use a lot more of his shape and his cardio than he really wants to.
Silva lands a pretty decent right hand there. Probably the cleanest punch he's had in quite a while. Ernesto goes straight to the body, and now Silva trying to clinch with some knees. Ernesto. You know, he's been tied up a lot. I like what he does, though. When he gets tied up, he throws his hands up to show him that he's not the guy tying it up. Oh, Silva tried to knee him in the midsection. Ernesto just kind of pushed him away.
Yeah, Silva's got to pick up this pace a little bit here. He's really not doing anything. Just anytime anything could happen, he immediately ties up Ernesto and just holds him. That's not doing any good. He's not going to win any bounce. He's going to get either another yellow card, or they may skip right and just give him a red card.
Ernesto, who's coming off that loss to Bob Sapp, and pretty good low leg kick there by Silva. Trying to get back on the win column. I mean, he had great wins over Ray Seffo, Jerome LeBanner. Now he wants to get back in the win column here against the man from Brazil, Montanha Silva. Another knee to the midsection there by Ernesto. Ernesto's trying to score points now at this stage. I mean, he feels like he's comfortably ahead.
Yeah, for sure. No, he's definitely not. He's not looking for a big knockout. He'll take it if he can get it, but he's such a tall guy. I don't know why he's even trying to stay inside Ernesto. Mr. Silva is trying to keep these guys outside as much as possible. He's not doing it. He's really not being active at all. He's just kind of basically standing there and allowing Ernesto to do as he wills.
Yeah, it's up to really what happened in that first round, but you'd almost think Silva needs a knockout, because even if he did win that first round, it was a 10-9 round. That second round was 10-8 the other way. So there's a red card. Well, you don't have to worry about it now. Now all Ernesto's got to do is just stay on his feet.
Yeah, really. I mean, he can almost shut down. A less experienced guy or a guy that doesn't really like to compete will start running away and won't do much of anything. We'll see Ernesto turn it up a little bit here, because when it's kind of an insult to him when his opponent gets a red card or gets a yellow card, because he feels like they're not coming to fight. So he'll actually try to turn it up a little bit right now and get after him.
Oh, nice leg kick to finish off this third round. A great couple leg kicks by Ernesto Hoost. And that's the end of the fight. Interesting fight between the two gentlemen.
1人目はホースト。ジャッジ水岡30対27赤アラネストホース。
Two judges scored for Hoost. It is unanimous. All three judges scored all the same way. Ernesto Hoost wins tonight. Back in the win column for K-1. Now he's going to throw maybe some of his gloves, some shirts.
In the blue corner, at 180 centimeters, 98.4 kilograms, Japan's 96-kilogram class wrestler at the 2003 World Wrestling Championships, Yoshihiro Nakao.
Nakao, good look at him, the wrestler from Japan.
At 189 centimeters, 175 kilograms, Barcelona Olympic gold medalist in judo,
There he is, your gold medalist, as Trig alluded to a little earlier, David, or excuse me, see, I can't even say David, I said David. Come on, now that's a little bit easier than Khakhaleishvili for some people, not me, obviously. Judo and Olympic wrestling. Trig, talk a little bit about it. You see his mom right there. Nakao's mom watching closely.
Hoping that David doesn't throw his extra weight on him. I think they said he was 175 kilos. That's a lot of weight compared to 98 kilos.
That's a big man, absolutely. Big weight differential. This is going to be interesting. How about that? Nakao right away gets the takedown. What can he do with it?
Right back to the feet. Okay.
Right now, shooting right back in, trying for the single leg takedown again. It's going to be interesting to see what Khakhaleishvili can do. Back to the corner.
The thing is that usually both these sports, they have no ropes. They usually get driven out of bounds. So in this case, Nakao would have already driven him out of bounds. They had to reset. Now he's sitting underneath them.
And now he's holding on the ropes. He cannot do that, by the way. Khakhaleishvili is doing that. Trick, say it once. Say it once, Trick. Okay, thank you. Khakhaleishvili now trying for the takedown.
Why always got to embarrass me in front of the public?
I'm just trying to help you out. He looks like he's trying for a guillotine. Remember, this is MMA. And now he continues to hold on the ropes. The referee's going to warn him and call timeout. And now he's going to get a yellow card. He cannot hold on to the ropes.
Nakao's doing a great job of sticking to his guns, trying to use what he knows best, which is his wrestling tactics. Getting that single leg, trying to pull David down, just didn't work yet because David's using the ropes. We'll see here if anything changes. I would like to see Nakao try to stand up with him for a little bit and trade some punches.
Well, been an interesting fight so far. A couple of takedowns for Nakao, but Khakhaleishvili's been doing a pretty good job of keeping him off. He wants, a nice right hand there by Nakao, sneaks in. As far as the judo player goes, Trig, what does he really want to accomplish and utilize his skills?
He wants to get this fight to the ground. You got to realize we got a judo player versus a wrestler. The wrestler has no idea about any kind of submission. The judo player has the chance of what we do call in the waza, which is the ground game of judo. He has a chance to actually work a submission. Judo players are actually pretty proficient at submission, even though they aren't more known for their throws. He does try, and he will do a better job if he can get Nakao down to the ground. He will be if he's standing on his feet.
And Trick, as far as the gi goes, you can see Khakhaleishvili with the full gi. How can that come into play in the match?
He can actually use it to choke Nakao later if he can get him down to the ground. He can actually choke him with his own gi. He can also use it to hold, increase his chances of holding Nakao down because, although Nakao doesn't have a gi on, David is able to grab a hold of his own gi and tighten up his grips.
Both fighters kind of slowing down here. It's funny to see two extremely different disciplines battle it out. Nakao is taking his time. I know it's going to be tough. He can shoot in, but can he take the big man down? That's the interesting part.
Well, I think David made Nakao lose a lot of energy because he was holding on to the ropes earlier in the first round when Nakao was trying to take him down. And it spends a lot of energy when you know for sure you're going to be able to take a guy down and he just doesn't go down on the mat. You spend a lot of energy trying to get him there, and then David holding the ropes, kind of saved himself a little bit of trouble.
The Olympic gold medalist from the Republic of Georgia, David Khakhaleishvili, against Taro Nakao, the Olympic wrestler.
A good stiff jab in there by Nakao.
Both fighters right now just kind of staring at each other. They're not sure what they want to try to do on one another here. David can fire that right hand pretty good, efficiently. Nakao actually landed a right hand earlier. Low kick there, the first low kick we've really seen from Nakao.
He's got to start moving his feet a little bit more. Stand right in front of him. He just go off to an angle and start kicking a little bit in those legs. Dave's not used to taking those kicks. Duck that right hand, come back with the right hand.
Remember, this is 3 5-minute rounds, so the rounds are a little bit longer than they are in K-1. And David, I know he'd love to do some judo throws if he can get him inside the clinch. I don't know if he will be able to because I don't think Nakao's going to go belly to belly with him at any time soon.
Yeah, no. That'd be a very bad game plan. I'm no expert now, though. I'm just saying. If I was in his corner, I'd be telling him to stay away from that.
You don't want to get thrown on your head. And, as we know, judo, very proficient at that. Can knock you out if they get your hands on him. And David right now, and the speed and agility right now of Nakao is the biggest evidence as far as this fight goes.
Yeah, he's definitely, he's kicking, get out of the way, he's kicking, get out of the way, he's punching, get out of the way, he's moving off. David just kind of content to stand right there in front of him, just try to throw that big haymaker right hand, and it hasn't landed yet. He's thrown about 15 of them, but not one has landed.
Continues to fall. Hey, there's a kick at least we saw. That's something else Nakao's going to be prepared for now. I would have thought we'd see a stand-up fight between an Olympic gold medalist judo player and an Olympic wrestler.
I thought this would be at the ground a lot quicker than it is now. I thought for sure that we'd already see a lot of this on the ground right now.
We're about 4.5 minutes into this round. It's scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Ryan Bennett, Frank Trigg, and beautiful the Nagoya Dome in Nagoya, Japan. Watching a battle of strategies here. Right now the referee warning both fighters they got to get it going or else they'll pull out a yellow card. We'll wrap up this first round. We'll come back, got more action coming up right here on the Fight Network. We are getting ready for round 2. Your Olympic gold medalist David Khakhaleishvili, the judo gold medalist against wrestler Yoshihiro Nakao. Right now, the first round they both kind of filled each other out. It was Nakao getting a couple early takedowns, but now from here on out, now I like what Nakao's doing now. He's starting to kick. He's starting to do what he can. He would love to get this fight down on the ground.
Nakao's doing a really good job. He's stepping in pretty quick. kicking the outside of Dave's leg. Eventually, Dave's not going to be able to walk anymore and use that front left leg any longer to keep post. You know, you can't see it because he has the gi pants on, but I'm telling you right now, those kicks are hard, and his legs got to be swelling, get some discoloration.
Yeah, and it'll make him a lot easier to take down. I mean, he's such a big man. Nakao's had a tough time even trying to get him down. Nice left hand gets in as well by Nakao. Wild left hand misses. Now Nakao, look at him. He's going to try and get the takedown. Can he get it? Yep, he can. This is a great position for Nakao. A absolute horrible position for Khakhaleishvili.
Yeah, he's just got to hold on here. He's got to bring his legs up, not trying to get to guard a little bit before he gets too much free punches given to him by Nakao.
And Nakao continues to rain punches. He's tapping out. That's it.
Wow.
Khakhaleishvili did not want to be down on the ground, and he simply tapped out. Did not want to take any punishment.
Wow, got hit one time. That's the problem with a lot of these sports. They're not used to getting punched in the face. As soon as they get hit one time in the face, they tend to think it's over. Good job with Nakao. Went down and took advantage. Was very, very patient. Took a guy down. Tried to give him a little ground and pound. The guy gave up before he get too far into it.
How about that? Nice win for Nakao. Once the fight was down on the ground, it was all over. Nakao landed a couple of short punches, and Khakhaleishvili did not want to be a part of it.
In the blue corner, at 188 centimeters, 96 kilograms, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion of the World, Shinsuke Nakamura!
Good look at Nakamura. Pretty well-rounded fighter, looks like, from all accounts.
At 196 centimeters, 112.5 kilograms, the ISKA Heavyweight Champion of the World, Alexey Ignashov!
Good look at the man from Belarus, Alexey Ignashov. Once again, his stand-up is great. We're about to find out if he has a ground game or not, and who's, you know, and a lot of that trig, as you know, I mean, you're a fighter, you want to stay with your strengths, but if Nakamura can get this fight to the ground, I mean, it's anybody's fight.
Yeah, really, because both these guys are truly untested on the ground as far as submission game goes. So we'll see what happens.
Both fighters receiving final instructions. Once again, it's scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. The differences between MMA in the States compared to MMA, excuse me, in Japan, you cannot throw elbows in Japan where you can in the States, and that can be a big factor for some of these guys that Muay Thai or even wrestlers that like to give the fights down the ground and use their elbows.
Yeah, plus there's a lot of knee to the body and knee to the head while you're on the ground too that you don't have in the States. Which, you know, if you shoot on somebody, you get sprawled on, you're in big danger of catching a couple knees to the head while you're down there. Oh, great shot right away.
Right away gets the K-1 fighter on his back. That's exactly what he wanted to do, and man, it didn't take long for him to do so, did it?
Good job. You know, Alexey's doing a good job of tying up his arms on the bottom, trying to keep from getting any hits at all. Nice closed guard, not bad for someone that doesn't have that much experience down here.
These fighters are learning quickly, and that's what they've had to. It's kind of been a crash course once they said they wanted to put this fight together under the MMA rules. Interesting to see these fighters from K-1 have to learn it quickly, and it's always fun to see what they can learn in such a short amount of time.
For you guys that are new to the MMA game, you're used to watching K-1, right now Alexey has what's called the guard. He has his legs wrapped around his waist and keeps Nakamura from really advancing, being able to do much as far as striking, whatever, and of course he opens his legs up like he just did and get back to his feet.
Now he shoots in and takes him back down. Boy, that was quick. Ignashov could stand up for just a moment, but now Nakamura in the guard of Ignashov. And you mentioned it, he's got that, we call it closed guard, when you're, like you said, when the legs are together, it's closed. There's different forms of the guard. We'll try to get into that a little bit later, but we'll see how it goes here with Nakamura. And I like what Ignašov's doing. He's tying up his arms, tying up his hands. Now he's got his head, pulling them together. He just does not want to get hit. Wants to keep him at a distance if he can. Nakamura, as Trig says, spent some time in California training. He's, of course, a professional wrestler for New Japan. Now the referee says not enough action. Let's stand it up. Or actually, they may move it just at the center of the ring. We'll see what they're going to stand him up. Okay. Sometimes when they get caught in the ropes, they can move them over. And right away, a quick shot in. Trying for that double leg takedown is Nakamura. Gets the single leg down. That still works.
Good job. Oh, right to the mouth.
Full
Good job.
Now it could be panic time for Ignashov.
He got back to the half guard.
Open though. Right now, I'm surprised. Ignashov, he needs to get back in the guard. There he goes. Okay, good job. You do not want to get in the full mount because if you get in the full mount, Nakamura can just rain those punches left to right. Do whatever he really wants to do.
Nakamura is trying to pass his guard. He's trying to get by this, by Ignashov's legs, and right now he spent too much time really what we call head hunting. He needs to get his elbows back and his arms back, post up a little bit, and try to get by these legs as quickly as he can.
Nakamura just trying to get his arms free so he can throw some rain down some blows. People probably say, no, why can't he hit him? Well, he's getting tied up a lot. That's what's happening. They call it hand control. Being able to hold your opponent's arms down and not get your arms free. Right now, the referee asking for a call for more action. If not, he'll stand him back up.
Yeah, right now, Nakamura pretty much in control. Not much is happening, but as far as the judges are concerned, he's had the takedowns. He's doing all the work on top. So far at least he's winning the round. We got to see if he can get some damage done to Alexey here before too long.
Yeah, Ignashov's doing a nice job just tying him up though. He might get the stand up. That's what he wants. He wants to be able to kind of hold up his opponent and force a stand up. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. It's a long time in MMA.
Yeah, 15 minutes seems like an hour when you're actually in the fight, trying to get things done, and especially when you're trying to expend a lot of energy. Nakamura actually is expending a lot of energy right now.
All right, they're going to stand him back up. That's what Alexey wanted. Kind of stall him out and get the stand-up game. That's what he wants, but he's got to defend the takedown now. This is what... There he goes. He goes straight for it. And that's the one thing, when Ignashov looks back at this, he's going to learn how to sprawl. He doesn't know how to sprawl.
Or at least you can know how to sprawl because he is such a good kickboxer. Is throw a knee or a kick right as soon as he sees Nakamura move. Because maybe at least he'll walk right into a kick.
Yeah, you got to catch him with the knee on the way in. Right back in the same position. And Nakamura really hasn't been able to do much with this position.
No, really not. He's doing a good job as far as getting him down to the ground, but he's stuck in the middle of his guard, and that's no good. You really got to get past his guard to inflict a lot of damage.
Nakamura is a little bit frustrated here. He hasn't been able to really advance the position. Once again, the referee watching very closely, telling both fighters they gotta do something within the position or stand him back up, which is probably music to the ears of Ignashov.
Nakamura's really not spending any time trying to pass, which is called passing the guard. What Nakamura should be trying to do, getting by his legs. He's basically spending a lot of time just sitting on top, trying to headhunt. He needs to get by that.
30 seconds left in this first round, and the referee now going to have both guys stand up, which is exactly what Alexey wanted. Now can he defend the shot?
Nakamura needs to be careful there. It's very dangerous.
Winding down the round, we will go to the second round right after this on the Fight Network. Second round getting ready to start between Alexey Ignashov of Belarus and Shinsuke Nakamura from here in Japan. Sure, give me your early thoughts on what's transpired so far.
Really, all that's really happened is that Nakamura is controlling the takedown, controlling the stand-up in reality. Taking Ignashov down and just basically not getting much done, but controlling the entire fight. He's won that first round decisively. He controlled everything, controlled the aggressive pattern, controlled the takedown, controlled all the punching, controlled all the striking. Alexey's just trying to defend himself, like you see him doing again right now. He's got to get off his back. He's got to learn how to sprawl, like you said earlier, Ryan. Otherwise, he's just going to lose a really long, drawn-out decision.
Nakamura, he's not really further in his position either. You mentioned that earlier. I mean, he's kind of content to stay in the guard. Now the referee will stand him back both up. He's got to advance his position. He's not doing it right now.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, this ref, he's a good ref. What they're going to make him do is it's going to be faster and faster. And then it happens and be a quicker stand-up.
Oh, good knee there that landed on Nakamura. That stunned Nakamura, but somehow he still got the takedown. Wow, you mentioned this. I mean, you said a few different times, all he's got to do is land the knee. That time he did, and I still don't know if Nakamura is all there.
Probably not, but he did a good job of getting by his guard. Now he's content to go back into his guard, which is a bad choice. He should have stayed inside, outside both of his legs. Staying inside, he would have had a better chance. Maybe now he can get a little ratchet, kind of shake off the cobwebs a little bit. He did catch a good knee, had good momentum going forward. We saw him. He got hit and stopped. His momentum stopped forward progression.
So that was the best knee of the fight so far for Alexey. He would love to get a stand-up again and see if he can land another knee. That was the best really punch or knee of the fight. Right now, Nakamura, once again, he gets stuck in the guard and doesn't even try to advance. He just sits there. I don't know if he doesn't know how to get through it or what.
Well, no, we worked on it. You know, when he was training with us, we worked on guard passes and what have you, so he does know something. But it could also be exhaustion and respect for Alexey not trying to get by. Because also, too, sometimes with a guard pass, the guy gets back to his feet. You may not want that to happen.
How good are Nakamura's submissions?
They're pretty decent. They're pretty decent. Not exceptional. They're pretty decent, though.
There's another shot, and he's trying to get that single leg takedown. Alexey Alexey was holding on to the ropes there. He kind of saved him. And now he gets the takedown once again.
Good single leg. They're not bad. His head's a little low. Nakamura's head's a little low, but this is a butterfly guard. This is another kind of guard. This is a butterfly guard. As you see, both his knees, Alexey's both knees look like the butterfly wings. What he has basically is his feet on Nakamura's hips trying to push him away. He just switched back to a regular guard, to a regular closed guard.
You know, mixed martial arts, there's so many ways to score and trick. You know, takedowns are definitely one of those things.
Yeah. Scoring is huge in mixed martial arts because that basically shows that you're in charge, that you're in control. I'm controlling my opponent more than he's controlling me when you can take him from his feet to the ground.
Interesting round so far. The big shot was the knee by Ignashov, but now the referee will stand him up. Nakamura has had the takedowns, though.
Yeah, and he's only letting him sit down in now 10 to 15 seconds, so it's going to see a lot of exchanging now. These guys coming back up to the feet.
Yeah, Nakamura looks tired. I mean, it takes so much energy. Oh, there's the kick. That was a soccer kick.
Yeah, that's illegal. When he's on all four points, these modified rules for K1s, you're not allowed to kick a guy, when he's face down. You're not allowed to kick him in the head, and that's exactly what just happened.
Nakamura is cut up now. This is going to be interesting. Nakamura turned to his corner. He kind of has his hands up like, hey, I thought you told me I could kick him while he's down on the ground. The referee now will stop and have the corner look. I'm not sure what the referee's checking.
Oh, you know what it is? I'm sorry, Ryan.
He's got shoes on.
He has shoes on.
That's what
because he has shoes on, he's not allowed to kick.
That's what it is.
You can't kick somebody when he has shoes on. That's the reason why, because the laces will cut him. Even if there's no metal in the shoes, those shoelaces still are abrasive. They will cut somebody. If you want to kick in K1 while doing MMA rules, you have to be barefoot.
That's a good point. So that's what he said. He was wondering why there wasn't kicks allowed. Well, that's the reason why. You're wearing shoes. And now Nakamura getting that eye examined. Trying to clean out that eye. And he's going to be tired anyway. I mean, that's just... It's a lot of work that he's done with those takedowns. Single leg, double leg. It takes it out of you.
It takes a lot of energy to do all this stuff. So here we come for the restart.
So here they go, Ignashov and Nakamura back at it here in the second round. Nakamura another shot, this time going for the double leg.
Doing a really good job of getting in and closing Alexey off. Alexey hasn't been able to mount any kind of offense at all. This is really good on Nakamura's part. He's got to finish the single, though. He's wasting a lot of energy just holding on to this.
Yeah, he really is. And now Alexey's trying to fire off some shots if he can pull his leg out. No, he gets to take it down. He should stand right back up if he can. No, he's not going to be able to.
Oh, Nakamura almost had the guard pass, but ends up now back in basically, this is half butterfly, half closed guard now. Now back in the closed guard.
So Ignashov, his guard's been very good. Nakamura hasn't been able to pass it.
I'd tell you what, his guard, Alexey's guard really isn't that good. He's kind of just keeping his legs closed. He's under no threat because Nakamura's really not sitting up. He's got his head on chest. If he'd sit his head up, he'd have a better chance of passing by his legs. He's just not doing it right now. Oh, Alexey trying for a sweep. Good job. Got a good sweep out of it, but ends up back in the guard anyway. Yeah. That was good on Alexey. He started moving his hips a little bit, and that's what you have to do on the bottom, move your hips a lot.
Yeah, you can tell he's learning. He's trying to learn the system that was so popular in Brazil. Really revolutionized the sport. Go back to 1993 when the Gracie family really dominated the sport. Now the referee will stand him back up.
It's amazing how one sport can come in, one style can come in and kind of take over an entire sport, which is what the Gracies did with jiu-jitsu.
Nice left hand there by Alexey. I think he hurt
Yeah, he did.
Nakamura. Nakamura's going to try to stand back up and shoot right in, try to get the ankle. And, a knee dropped down. 10 seconds to go. Alexey, I mean, he should continue to drop the knee or punches. Now he stands back up, and look at how slow Nakamura is to get up.
Well, he got caught, I think, by that left hand a little bit. You see a little swelling around his eyes, too. He took a little bit of punishment in there, right there at the end.
Nakamura is dead tired. I'm telling you right now. He's got to go still another round. Remember, it's 3 5-minute rounds.
So he's already gone 10 minutes. It's going to take, it takes a lot longer to recover from 10 minutes than it does for 3 minutes.
Show you what happened here in the second round. You see Alexey Ignashov trying to get a breather here. Here's the knee.
Boom, stop. See, he caught it flush on the head. Good thing he had a shoulder shrug. A good guy that does takedowns, keeps a shoulder shrug. Nakamura actually has a shoulder shrug, so when he takes his knee, his head doesn't snap back as much as it would if your neck was extended. He's actually able to recover. He completes his takedown and is able to recover from it.
You see the high kick coming? Missed him with the high kick. Once again, wearing shoes. Nice left hand. Here was the kick. We call it the soccer kick. Actually got him with the shoes, and right now they're working on the eyes of Nakamura. Nakamura needs to get through one more round. Can he do it? Ignashov looks like the fresher of the two fighters.
Yeah, for sure. He hasn't done anything. He lost the first 2 rounds. He really hasn't done anything. He just kind of laid on his back, kind of held on. He really hasn't expended that much energy. Nakamura has spent the most amount of energy trying to get him to the ground. And, you know, right now, as far as the fresher of the two, it's definitely Alexey. He's definitely ready to go for this 3rd round, but he's also 2 rounds behind.
Well, we'll go to a 3rd and final round between the man from Belarus, Alexey Ignashov, against the fighter from Japan, Shinsuke Nakamura. They continue to work on the eyes of Nakamura. And Trigg, that's the thing is, you know, you don't know quite what's wrong with Nakamura.
Well, you can see the swung on that eyelid right there. The doctor's still going to spend a little time looking at his eyes. I wonder if there's another issue going on.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's fatigue, if it's. I mean, right, he's going to stand back up and go here, but it's hard to say if it's his eyes that are giving problems or if it's just fatigue. Here we go, 3rd and final round. Nakamura and Ignashov. Nakamura, we've seen this all fight long. Single leg takedown, gets it. Now what can he do with it?
He needs to try to pass right now. He's in a good position to pass. If he takes his left hand and pushes down, Alexey's right leg has a chance. Well, not now. He put it all the way through. He had a chance of getting by right there. I mean, that's the thing that a lot of guys don't understand, especially the wrestlers, is that it's not okay to sit in a position like this. For us in amateur wrestling, it's okay because I'm getting back points. In a mixed martial arts fight, all that's happening is I'm on what I consider the neutral position still. I'm just on the ground in a neutral position.
And it's going to be interesting to see how the judges see this as well, because he's got lots of takedowns, but do they like the knees? Do they like the striking? It's so subjective in MMA.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. There's so many different things you have to know. You have to know, boxing and kickboxing. You have to know wrestling. You have to know jiu-jitsu. You have to know judo. You have to know all those things. Even as the ref, even as the judges, you have to know all these things so you can be able to score a correct fight.
Alexey Ignashov from Belarus, Shinsuke Nakamura from Japan, and right now, referee's going to stand him back up. Yeah, I agree. I think the referee's done a great job for this fight.
He really has. It's difficult for both guys. You know, you got 2 constricting styles, a striker versus the wrestler. You know, it takes a little bit to try and get these guys down. And the ref's doing a good job because nothing is really happening. See a little blood over there.
Yeah, Ignashov's getting that cut looked at. It's right under the left eye. Doctors are looking at it. They're going to say it's okay. And with not much time left, this is probably a good thing. I mean, 3rd and final round. Let him finish the fight. What can Ignashov do? He tries to. Oh, he lands another knee, and that's it. They're calling it out.
They're calling that fight over?
Wow, Nakamura ate a knee, but that was a pretty quick stoppage.
He was right back up on his feet. It looked totally coherent from my angle. I don't know why they would stop the fight at that point.
Nakamura is not happy. He's walking around. He can't believe it because, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a good knee, but he clearly was not knocked out.
Yeah, there was. I mean, I don't know if that judge is enough. That warrants enough of a stoppage. I mean, that was kind of quick. That was a really fast call. Nakamura is completely lucid. He came back up, he immediately bounced to his feet, was back up and ready to go. Alexey, as a matter of fact, if he thought it was a knockout, should step forward and try to finish the fight. As a side note, Ryan, they're both kind of fighting for the hero of Japan. We've got Bob Sapp, the newest champion of Japan, being a foreigner, and you have Akebono, the former biggest name in Japan in martial arts. We'll have to see which one can win the title tonight when they walk out of here.
Akebono and his family watching on. And his opponent, Bob Sapp.
Akebono, 253.2 kg.
the one and only Bob the Beast Sapp. Two giants colliding, and as Trigg so eloquently stated, two big names in Japan.
The final fight of the year of 2003. Okay? 3 minutes 3 rounds, 3 knockdown system. Must be careful.
You
can hear the referee. It's the final fight of 2003 between these two fighters. These two larger-than-life, literally, characters that are fighting from Japan. And Bob Sapp giving him the eye, and Akebono says he's ready to go. This is a K-1 battle. We've seen a lot of MMA rules tonight, though. This is a K-1 matchup. 3 3-minute rounds is what it's scheduled for. The main event of the evening, Bob Sapp and Akebono, is underway. Akebono, look at him just push Bob Sapp off. You don't see that very often.
Bob Sapp traditionally is the aggressor in all of his fights, and right now he seems to be getting shoved around by Akebono.
Akebono's kind of using a sumo. You know, he's going belly to belly and landed a knee early. Sapp answers with a knee. How about Akebono with the big right hand?
Not bad. He's doing some pretty good work. A little bit too tight, though. He needs to give himself some space to get his punches off.
All right, referee will separate them. Referee's going to have the toughest job of the night trying to get between those two guys. And you see the kids watching. They look pretty nervous watching their dad fight. Bob Sapp just firing that jab. There's a low kick, another low kick. I like how Akebono just pushes Bob Sapp away and starts landing shots. A couple left hands land by Akebono.
Both these guys are getting a little too tight. They got to give themselves a little more space and get these punches off. Akebono's so used to being close, he's automatically reverting back to sumo style.
And that's the thing, Trigg. That's what he knows, and that's why he's going to continue to go back to that style. Go belly to belly, try to smother your opponent.
Something you've done for a long time, many years. You're not going to fix in a couple months. So it'll take just a little while longer to get used to using that space. Good check.
Nice low leg kick landed by Sapp. Oh, nice right hand landed by Sapp.
Yeah, I'm impressed by Akebono. He's starting to check those kicks pretty well. He's getting, he's at least got some Muay Thai, background. At least how to stop those kicks from coming through. Man, he's doing a great job right now.
Look at the kids holding hands with mom, and Akebono, he just shoves Bob Sapp. I'm just amazed by the strength of Akebono. He just shoves Sapp away every time when he gets close.
Oh, well, Bob's doing a great job now. As Akebono's starting to reach for him, he's starting to push him off a little bit and get his hands inside. Akebono keeps doing that. He's going to get stung a little bit.
Look at Sapp. He's trying to set that right hand landed. There he goes again. Good combination landed by Sapp. Oh, Sapp now working the body. Left-right combination. Akebono now kind of reeling. He's trying just to hold on. And then he holds and hits. How about that?
Oh no!
Is down. Bob Sapp has knocked down Akebono.
Oh, great job by Bob Sapp to start using his inside punching.
Akebono needs to get up. Is he going to beat the count? Oh, barely. Barely beats the count.
Good job, wow.
The wife is crying. Bob Sapp going to work. And Sapp throws Akebono down.
Akebono looks a little tired.
Yeah, he does.
He's not used to this. Sumo matches only last about, no more really than 2 minutes total time. So he's not used to these long rounds right now.
Bob Sapp knows he's in trouble. Trying to finish Akebono in this first round. 10 seconds remaining. Oh, 1-2 combination. That is... Well, I was going to say that's about it. There's no way Akebono's going to forget about it.
Yeah, no, he's out completely, yeah.
1-2 combination. Bob Sapp knocks out
Bob's
Akebono.
worried. That's how much a gentleman Bob Sapp really is. He's trying to get his way over to him right now to help get him turned over.